What's up and welcome back. We're going to be going over Bangalore comps and a general guide on her, how you can utilize her to her best ability. I'm Backpack Barney, bringing you everything you need to know about Apex Legends. Bangalore is one of the best champs in the game. Not only is she easy to pick up, but she has forgiving passive, a good tactical ability, and her ult is one of the better ults in the game. I started off playing Bangalore when I first started playing Apex Legends, and I quickly moved to Wraith. I found love with Wraith, but Bangalore is still really good, and you see her in a lot of the team comps that play quickly, aggressively, that are played by better players. You see her a lot, so it's not a bad idea to go in and get involved with learning her abilities. Let's dive into some comps that work really well with Bangalore. The first comp I want to go over is an offensive comp, and that's going to consist of Bangalore, Bloodhound, and Wraith. Now this comp works so well because Bangalore has her innate ability to control the battlefield. Her smoke can be used on the enemy team, put them in disarray while your team engages. On top of this, anytime you have a Bangalore in your comp, having a Bloodhound is kind of the double combo wombo, because Bangalore smoke, Bloodhound can see through that when he's ulted, and when you're engaging, generally every time you're engaging, Bloodhound is going to ult. So Bangalore smokes the other team, Bloodhound's ulted, the other team's getting shot at accurately, and they have no idea where you are or what's going on the outside. While you're doing this, Wraith's mobility with her portal can get her even closer, as well as Wraith can really utilize the smoke of Bangalore to vanish in that, because when she goes into the void, all you see is this trail of kind of a blue trace, and when that's covered by smoke, it's one, hard to see, but if someone is in that smoke where they generally would be able to see the frame of another legend being in the smoke with them, as soon as Wraith goes into that void, that frame goes away, and then it becomes even that much harder to see her. This comp works really well on that aggressive side for the reasons. The smoke, the Bloodhound combination works so well, and Wraith being that very fast-paced character that has that forgiveness when she's moving out or into battle. As well as Bangalore adds a significant portion of support for this comp. Generally, a Bloodhound and a Wraith in a combo don't add much support for the rest of the team. But with Bangalore's smoke and her ult, at any time when things go south, and they can do that sometimes when you're playing offensively and you don't assess the situation completely correct going into it, it goes south, you need to disengage. Bangalore's smokes helps with that, but as well as Bangalore's ult is one of the best ults in repositioning a fight. As soon as that ult comes down, players generally back out of that ult, and you can then create space that helps Bloodhound with his quick speed, Wraith with her void, and Bangalore with her smoke and her passive to get out of battle very quickly and away from the enemy with a timed disengage where you'll have time to heal up and such. So this is why this comp works so well, not just because it has that very offensive portion to it, but on the defensive side of things, Bangalore plays a good support character in this role. Then we're going to move on to the defensive comp that you can use. And this comp is generally going to be used for either if you're a player that mains one of these champions or legends, or if you're kind of just new to the game with your friends and you want to test some things out, try how different you can play. One of the nice things about Apex Legends is you have options when you're playing. Not every game is played the same way, because with a different legend comes different abilities, and with different team legends, different combos, comes different incorporations of those different abilities. This one, defensive, is going to consist of course, Bangalore, and then we're going to go Gibraltar and Lifeline. Now, one thing I just want to note, a little bit of extra advice to you guys out there. It was recently tested, and Gibraltar actually has the biggest hitbox in the game. So if you're playing Gibraltar, he's got a big hitbox. I'm just going to go over exactly what those hitboxes are. Wraith has the smallest hitbox at 33 square centimeters, Lifeline 37, Bloodhound 37, Mirage 44, Bangalore 44, Pathfinder 63, Caustic 68, and Gibraltar at 79. So I think Respawn's going to do something about this, but I just want to give you that information going into this comp. So once again, Bangalore, Gibraltar, and Lifeline. This is our defensive comp. Now this comp works so well together because you have the Bangalore, so you can get the engage. All right, you have the good engage by putting smoke on the battlefield. It allows for a good engage. It also allows for disengage, but that's our main engage here. Now, One really awesome thing you can use in this comp is if you throw Bangalore's ult down and then you use Gibraltar's tactical ability, you actually give yourself a safe space, because that ult is so big from Bangalore, it covers a massive portion of the battlefield. And then the tactical from Gibraltar is a little bit smaller, but significant enough that all three members of the team can be inside of it. So you throw the ult down for Bangalore, and then Gibraltar quickly throws his tactical dome into the middle of that ult. And if he throws it before the artillery shells hit the ground, the artillery shells will hit the top of the dome, and inside of that area you will be safe from the stun mechanic the artillery shells give, as well as other players, unless they are close enough to run right into the dome, will hit those artillery shells as they blow up and be easy stun targets when the smoke clears from the ult, because you're stunned for a significant portion of time when you get hit by Bangalore's ult. This is a really fun combo to use, and even then you can add Lifeline's drone capability, drone healing tactical ability on top of that. So things go really south. You throw your ult with Bangalore, then Gibraltar throws down his tactical dome, and inside the dome you get everyone. Lifeline throws the drone healing, and all of a sudden you're healed back up, you're ready to go. This adds even another capability of getting ready faster, because when you have Lifeline's drone, you don't need to focus heals on your actual health bar, and you can focus heals on your shields, get your shields back up, and you're good to go that much quicker. And the ult is going to put the other team in disarray. This is one of my favorite combos in the game, and I think it works. It's one of the best working combos between all three legends in the game right now. Then we're going to move on to our offensive / defensive comp. This is one that you can go either way with. I like to do an offensive, a defensive, and then throw one that's kind of a neutral in there. You can play either way you want, and that's going to be Bangalore, Lifeline, and Pathfinder. Now, I like the Lifeline. Lifeline's good in almost every comp because it adds that extra ability to, one, stay alive early game by giving your whole team those heals, and then two, late game, just having those packages on hand can either create a more offensive scenario by letting people know where your position is, or give you better weapons to feel more comfortable, better armor to feel more comfortable. Lifeline's all around great for those reasons. Now, this comp works so well in either direction because you have one, those Lifeline, and then you have Pathfinder's abilities, and he can play actually very offensively because his tactical ability makes him very mobile. So he can move around the battlefield almost like actually he can move faster than a Wraith, but he is vulnerable while he's flinging around using his grapple. So you do have that, as well as his zipline can enable either quicker engagements or good disengagements. You can disengage over a ledge, and if the enemy team follows, look back over up straight down that zip line and hit your wingman shots, your havoc shots, whatever your weapon of choice may be, melt the person coming up the zip line. So you got good disengage there, as well as throw a smoke down with Bangalore, and then you can use your zip line on Pathfinder in any direction without worrying about those initial shots at the base of the zip line. This comp allows for so much mobility. That's why I really like this comp, because mobility can be used offensively, it can be used defensively, and with how mobile this comp is, it's hard to track down which way you're going to go. You either get the quick engage, ambush, surprise the team out of nowhere from an angle that only Pathfinder can get your team, or quick disengage and get lost in Bangalore smokes and the zipline that Pathfinder has, and quickly get healed up by Lifeline. One thing that all three of these comps have in common is Bangalore. So what I recommend is get used to Bangalore. She is one of the easier champs to get used to. And I say that because legends, because Bangalore has abilities that you can use in the heat of battle when you need to get out to get away from that. And one of those things is her passive. And I would even go to say that Bangalore probably has the best passive in the game, which is when she gets shot at, she gets a significant movement speed boost. For this reason, I recommend when you're using Bangalore, carry a weapon that's good at hip firing. When you get that movement speed boost, if you're not trying to disengage, if you get that while you're engaging and being offensive, pull out your hip fire weapon when you're near the enemy and hip fire that. It's very, very hard to hit Bangalore when she has this movement speed boost, not because it's crazy difficult to hit characters that move at that speed, but more so because it's difficult to hit characters that move at that speed when they only move like that at very, very selective times during a game. Most of the time, a character doesn't move as fast as Bangalore will move in her passive. So when she does, take advantage of that moment, use the hip fire weapon, because at the same time as players aren't used to hitting you, you're not used to hitting other players. So take a hip fire weapon and hip fire while you have that increased movement speed. Use it to your advantage to get out that little bit extra damage while you're going in that aggressive fight. And it works as well for the disengage. She becomes much faster. It is one of the best passives in the game to date. Get that Bangalore play in. Get used to her, get a feel for her, get better with her. She's a really, really, really good legend, and she works well with multiple comps, and she works well not just in the comps that I described, but in tons of different comps. You can go with one of these comps for a selective style. We want to play offensive, we want to play defensive, or hey, let's try this out. 2 support characters and an offensive character. Let's see how it goes. But she works well with almost every character because her smoke is so good. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the channel, make sure to hit that sub. Appreciate you stopping by the videos on this growing channel. We're just getting started, but we're getting there. We're gonna grow and grow and grow as Apex Legends grows and grows and grows. I'm having so much fun with the game. I hope you are too. And until the next time, we'll catch you later.